Don't you know we're just starting? But you sure we got the clue how that this we go. Don't you know no more art? And as you look to the horizon, not a cloud, but then stormy weather's go too cold. Seems like it crept up out of nowhere, all around you is not what you foretold. You never see it coming. You see that my mind is too fast for eyes. You're done there, but the time is hit you, you're not surprised.
Number one. Ring the alarm. The caterpillar keeps firing. Oh, we in the war where butterflies keep dying.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newsroom and welcome to the Goutopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. No tagline. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Snort, Burnell, one of my favorites, Dspgaming. Bottomless cesspool of greed and love for begging. Ladies and gentlemen, our little pea here, our little pork rind, if you will, our oversized pigskin, well, he's not tan enough. Whatever. He has been put in a rather interesting predicament. He needs your money because he gave you all of this free entertainment for years, and it's time for him to get his just desserts. Now, I know. Most of you guys are going to be like, well, wait a second, GTG. From 2011 to like 2014, it was the gravy train, baby. Why do we need to pay for that? We already helped contribute to him up to that point. It's not our fault he didn't save. You're absolutely right. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to say he continued to give you the best entertainment he possibly could. He left Connecticut not just because of his bad back, not just because he was literally pissing on the people who were his friends and who looked out for him and gave a damn about him, not just picking up and abandoning his family because, you know, he wants to live for himself and no one else, hence the reason why he doesn't want to have children. No, he left to go to Seattle with his live-in child slave at that time because he did it for you guys. He wanted to give you guys the most consistent and entertaining product he could. And that was the only way he could achieve that. He had to move across country to do that for you guys. You know, racking up allegedly $7,000 or $8,000 in moving expenses. You know, he had to get the new car and whatnot, even though he was already leasing one. And for him to break that lease, they were going to charge him like $2,500. But instead, they made a compromise. They made a compromise with him, right? So instead of him paying the $2,500 to break the lease on that BMW that he barely drove, by the way, he only had like 6,000 miles on it, never changed the oil. Instead, they were like, hey, Phil, instead of you paying us $2,500 to break this lease, which could have been a one and done thing, instead, why don't you go ahead and take this new lease? You won't pay any more than what you were already paying, and we'll give you a new car. So think about that for a minute. The very lease Phil was trying to break because it was too much and he didn't really feel the need that he needed his BMW anymore. He was talked into doing the exact same goddamn thing because he didn't want to pay the $2,500 penalty for breaking the lease. Imagine that. Imagine getting played as a sucker like that. And you know that particular associate was like, after all the paperwork was signed and everything, and they'll be like, don't worry, we'll make sure your car gets to you, Mr. Burnell, and everything like that. Went back into the office and like, yeah, boss, I got another one. This guy came in, wanted to break his lease with us, and I just sold him on another one. Oh. what an idiot. In any case, I'm sorry. Just some of that hilarious backstory. Let's go ahead and get into the video. Let's go ahead and get into the video. Oh my god. Oh, the stupidity there. Anyway, let's get into the video, ladies and gentlemen. Oh fuck. I don't even know if I'll be able to get through the intro. I'm gonna try. Alright, I can hold it together. I got this. One take Drake. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dspnews. Always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. GTG never kept productions. You guys all know the slogan. It's time to watch me work. Oh god.
Warning everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
Now, I have some more stuff to talk about. In regards to YouTube, okay? So the good news is, my views are up, my engagement is way up, my subs are up, everything is up on YouTube. Like, if you actually look at my stats, my analytics, since I started playing Spider-Man on Friday, everything is, like, great. In fact, I'm not even kidding you, my engagement went way up. So now it's telling me that on average, most people are watching videos, like, more than double what they were just a month or two ago when I was making the shorter videos, okay? That's a good thing. That means my videos will show up better in search rankings and the channel overall will be doing better. The problem is, and again, going hand in hand with all this, guess what? Ad revenue is down.
Wah, I'm not making ad revenue. Wah. That's all money, and it sucks.
That's right. Like, actually, I got a little spike for the premiere of Spider-Man, and now it's down again, to the point where I'm not even making a third of what I was making just a couple months ago on YouTube.
Hint. Save the house.
Since before they took away my ads, basically. Ever since the ads came back, the ad revenue's been abysmal. And the only thing I can think of, again, I already talked about this a week or two ago in a video on YouTube, the only thing I can think of is that the ads don't display properly on mobile devices, etc., which most of you guys I know watch now, because when you're watching a 40-minute to hour-long video, you're supposed to be seeing 4 to 5 ads, and most people are only seeing 1 or none. Now the difference here is, when I was doing all short videos, 10 minutes each, okay, let's say I was putting out 20, 30 videos a day, and you watched all of them, you'd be watching around 20, 30 ads. Blah 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 blah. Do you want to play the fucking game? Now, you're watching 5 videos a day, and on those videos, only 1 ad plays, so you're watching 5 ads instead of 30. Gee, I wonder why I'm making so much less money, right?
Oh, that greedy bastard. Ladies and gentlemen, first off, let me apologize for my behavior at the beginning of this video. My apologies. Tighten this tie up. Okay, we're ready. Woosah. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. So, first off, YouTube is supposed to be an archive channel. So, the emphasis and essentially the cesspool filling itself up right now is kind of odd, because he's so quick to dismiss YouTube as, oh, it's just secondary income, it's really just an archive channel, I don't care that much for it, it's just a place that I put my content on for you guys who can't make it to my live streams, to now saying, oh, well, you know, I put out these hour videos and you should see 5 ads per video, and now you should be seeing 5 ads per video, but yet back in the day I used to put out 30 videos a day and used to see all 30 of them, and I was making way more money. Now, I remember watching an Almighty Tevin stream not too long ago where basically the theory was that it wasn't just the fact that he stayed with that formula of doing 20 to 30 videos a day just because it was a habit, just because, oh, it was something that Machinima told him and he couldn't break it. It was guaranteed money. He was guaranteed at least 20 to 30 ads to be watched per person per day, if they watched all the videos, of course. Even if they didn't, you got one person who is, you know, loyal enough to do it, who sits there and watches at least 15 of his ads. That's still pretty good money. Hence the reason why he had so much money coming in, hence the reason why he did so well. And then on top of the fact that Machinima was watching his back before before all of the contract negotiations and whatnot, which ended up bringing his pay down, he stuck to that same format for a reason. Now, this is an interesting theory that I just kind of came up with in my bout of of chuckles that makes me think, is it possible that he was putting out all that content for so long to basically prove to Machinima, or to illustrate to Machinima, that, hey, look at all the content that I put out on a daily basis. You have to keep me in this managed partnership. This is how important I am. This is why I've been here for as long as I have. And he was probably using that as his crutch going into some of those negotiations with Machinima. As you guys know, we will eventually go over the Machinima saga soon. But that's just a thought that I want to throw out to you guys right now. If you think about some of his old tendencies, I'm thinking he was using all of those situations, all of those individual things as fuel when he was going into these negotiations with Machinima, because his views were down. He was starting to go into a decline. But he's like, hey, I'm putting out 30 videos a day. You can't say that I'm lazy. And theoretically, Machinima could say, okay, he's got a point. And maybe that's why, before he moved from Connecticut to Seattle, when he went into that last contract negotiation, before he ended up doing that, they decided to cut him a break. Because I guarantee, there's a video out there, there's a couple of videos out there talking about it. And I know I've heard Tevin talk about it before too. But we'll go over that eventually. Where Phil is like, hey, I was in a negotiation with Machinima before I moved. I told them that, hey, this is what my plan is moving forward. I'm moving into a brand new place across the country. And, if you give me a little bit of time, let me settle in, I guarantee you that the content will get better. It'll be much more frequent. Just give me the opportunity and whatnot. And don't hit me right now, because I'm already in the middle of a bunch of stuff financially. And someone at Machinima gave this pig some pity. They were like, well, all right, we won't slice any bacon off your back today, but you got a year to make this shit happen, because you're going to be coming up on negotiation for a contract soon. So you got a year. Make it count, Phil. And Phil's like, yeah, no problem. I'm going to start doing this edited content. I'm going to do all these things. It's going to be great. And as history has taught us, no, not at all. He had opportunities that was squandered because of ego. DSP News.
I'm doing what you guys wanted. For years, you wanted longer videos. I'm giving you those now, and it's hurting me.
So this sucks. This absolutely sucks. I mean, now the good news is, Twitch has been good to me. July and August were both insanely good months here on Twitch. And because of that, it kind of makes up for the lost YouTube ad revenue. And it basically evens out. It does. It kind of evens out. So even though YouTube's down, Twitch has been up. So in that regard, it kind of evens. But my problem, my concern moving forward here is, this is the busy gaming time of the year. This is when there's the most ads on YouTube. This is when normally I would make a large increase in revenue on YouTube. And it looks like I'm not going to make that this year. It looks like the revenue's going away.
Oh, come on. I wanted more money.
That's number one. Number two, I can only lean on you guys so much. You know what I mean? Like,
I can't keep constantly.
Now,
like
this clip right here, I want you guys to really pay attention to, because there's a reason why he couldn't look at the camera at first. There was a reason why he had to look up at the goddamn ceiling, because he wasn't brave enough to look into the eyes of the very people who allow him to be where he's at, because he's such a goddamn coward and whatnot. And you're just gonna see it. You're gonna see the lies. He knows that his fan base is what keeps him going, and he depends on them. He leans on them consistently. But he sat there and said, not even with a straight face, because the coward couldn't even look at the goddamn camera and say, I really don't want to keep depending on you guys. I want to be better, and I'm willing to work harder for it. But I just don't know how. He couldn't say that. Instead, he had to look up like some kid that you ain't sat there and went into the principal's office. You caught him slipping. And they're like, young man, it's time for you to explain yourself. And he's like, oh, he's just looking up at the ceiling and shit. And, he's kind of tilting back and forth. And he's like, well, I don't really know. I didn't mean to. Please don't call my mom. That's kind of what that looked like. That's what it looks like every time he's in a financial situation. And he says that he wants to be better. He says that I want to produce better content. It's just, I'm just in a rut right now. So I really need you guys to just pull me out of it until I can get myself squared away. He always does that, and I don't know why. It's kind of, I wouldn't say it irks me, but I'm not sure why I'm giving it such emphasis right now, but I'm kind of glad that I am. Here we go.
Crap happens. I can't constantly have to keep coming back to you guys and saying, help. McDonald's. McDonald's has now accepted my job application.
I've been really reliant on people being supportive on streams for the past 2 months during this whole ordeal. And at this point, you know, I don't know what else I can do. You know, you guys know the situation. I tell you, you know, I'm honest with you every day. And I can't believe that I'm playing a game where, seriously, where my views are up, okay? Engagement's up, subs are up, everything's up, but revenue is down. It doesn't make any fucking logical sense. Like, anyone from a business standpoint would look at that and say, that doesn't even make any fucking sense at all. So what that tells me is YouTube doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. You know, they don't. Apparently my old system made it so that I could make a certain amount of money because I would put out a video, you know, so many videos, and those would actually trigger the proper ads, versus just doing longer videos doesn't do that. So it blows. It friggin' blows. It really does. Now
here's the thing. As it pertains to essentially how he's trying to fit himself into the algorithm, everything with him has to be short-term, immediate satisfaction. And it doesn't work that way. You're going to have to get yourself entrenched into the system for a little while for things to take hold. He should know this. He should know this. And more importantly, the old system wasn't working anyway. You were just at the end of the day, and towards the end of that particular cycle, he was just skimming by. He wasn't really being prosperous, and he wasn't damn near at rock bottom. He was just kind of skimming by. And who wants to go through life like that? He was just getting lucky, essentially, and his luck ran out. So instead of you bitching about YouTube this, YouTube that, why don't you focus on the platform that really brings in the money, Twitch? Because let's be honest, Phil, when you have the opportunity to pay attention to YouTube and, like I said, pay attention to your Patreon and make that shit work between the two of them, because they are linked, and he's never really found a way to make Patreon transition over to Twitch consistently. YouTube is pretty much where it was at. He abandoned that, though, when he had his little, you know, fundraising streams and charity streams and shit. He thought that was going to be the new lick until he got too greedy. He thought he had more licks on that Tootsie Pop, and he didn't. It was just cardboard stick. Not that Phil is unaccustomed to licking sticks for whatever reason, but that's what happened. That's what his situation is, and it's these terrible business moves is the reason why people dissect him and ridicule him the way they do, because they're just stupid moves. They're absolutely stupid and foolish fucking moves. But yet he swears to God he's playing 4D chess with everybody. He believes he's in check almost every move he makes, and he doesn't even realize that he's at a disadvantage, and he has been since the beginning. That's why he never made it to 200,000 subs. That's why he never made it to 500,000 subs. That's why he hasn't even made it to 1 million. You know what I mean? And you're talking about guys who came up around the same time. Maximilian is on the cuffs of 1 million almost. You know, Rad Brad and all those guys, they've been over 1 million for a long ass time. Maximilian could have been there, but he wanted his focus to be on the FGC. And I respect him for that. I respect him for that. But what about Phil? Phil doesn't even have the FGC to lean on. He doesn't have any group to lean on. He's just, as he said, he's that island that's just floating out here. And nothing's being produced. He's not doing anything. He can't do anything. And he put himself there. All to save his petty fucking ego. Since when does a motherfucker put ego before money? Especially when you need this shit to live. Oh, but he has his fan base though. That's what they're there for. Gotcha. That's his X factor. That's his end all be all. But now they're dwindling too. So you're talking about having 300 or 400 people, 200 to 300 people, having to basically pick up the load of roughly 1,000 people. That's what you expect them to do. This is literally Sparta going up against the detractor Persians, and you guys just aren't making it work. I'm sorry. It's not happening. You may have kicked 1 or 2 people into the hole. They didn't die though, Phil. But you may have kicked 1 or 2 people into the hole. They didn't die. Now, you have the full weight of the detractors on you, and you can't do a goddamn thing about it. On a platform that you yourself said is a toxic place and you can't prosper because all these idiots who make videos on you. trying to slander you, air quotes. Amazing. Dspnews.
The reason I'm bringing this up is because, you know, I have to keep thinking about the future, you know, I have to. And with YouTube I'm still kind of being a little bit reliant on YouTube revenue. I don't want to be. You know, I really don't want to be reliant on YouTube revenue. What I want is it to just be solely Twitch. But the problem is it's not, you know, it's very hard to maintain. Like, I'll have a really good day here on Twitch.
The problem is I don't want to work harder on Twitch. You guys on YouTube need to step the fuck up.
And then people will be like, oh, well, Phil had an insanely good day. We heard that this guy, you know, King Tut came by and he gave a bunch of subs out. And, oh, and then, you know, someone came by and we saw he had a really good day with cheers and tips. So now we're going to just calm down. And that's the problem is when things calm down, now it kind of negated the negative effect of the other days. You see what I mean?
This kind of shit needs to come out. This kind of shit needs to be exposed for what it is. It's greed. It's greed. Greed is massively strong. I have no fucking self-control.
But the thing is, I absolutely cannot try, you know, be angry or be upset. You guys have been absolutely so supportive. Like I said, these last 2 months, you guys have been crazy supportive to me in this time of what's been going on with YouTube. So I cannot be angry, and I'm certainly not saying anything whatsoever in regards to that. I'm just trying to be transparent with you guys. I mean, obviously, what I'm hoping is that moving forward with these next few months, with all the crazy amount of new games that'll be coming out, that hopefully we will bring more people to the streams. Hopefully it will bring in natural growth, which it has been.
Wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong.
I've been seeing way more followers and everything. Average stream views have been pretty good. You know, everything's good. So if I can maintain that and keep the natural growth and every month make even a little bit more on Twitch, then I think it'll be all right.
That was good. I like how you're laughing too.
Well, it's funny.
If anything, the one thing I can definitely say, my hard work here on Twitch is paying off. What? That's constantly begging. I love begging. I beg all the time. I may be living month to month, paycheck to paycheck, begging for fucking tips and shit on stream for the rest of my life. You know, you guys are being incredibly supportive here, and I love that. I love that you guys love the streams. So at least the work I'm putting into Twitch is paying off and showing positive growth. That's the good news. It just sucks that on YouTube it's the complete opposite. You know, you put in hard work, you make positive changes for the better, and you lose money. Oh, you're getting salt, 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 salt. And even now, again, my mouth overpowered with salt flavor. Because that's how YouTube...
Now, ladies and gentlemen, listen to this old man get mad that he made some changes, and yet he's still behind in the times and whatnot. He is still behind the pack in what is the YouTube/Twitch rat race. How dare you sit there and say, oh, I made these positive changes and why am I not being rewarded for it? Because, dumbass, that should have been made 5 years ago. That's why. 5 fucking years ago, you should have done all those things. Excuse me. You're not bringing anything to the table that is not seen or cannot be readily available. There is at any given time on Twitch, you can find someone being entertaining as fuck playing a video game. You don't have to do it on Phil's schedule. On either one of his streams. You can go to somebody else. He's literally wasted fucking space. He's a waste of a round, if you will. Double meaning, I'm sure most of you guys get that. He's not worth it. He's not. And people in his fan base are starting to realize that. Because he wouldn't make the changes needed, because they were inconvenient to him. And that's what it comes down to. It's not just the petty ego. It's not just a man trying to hold on to what semblance of fucking arrogance. It's really just, he's too goddamn lazy. It wasn't convenient for him. It wasn't easy for him. He wants to have all of the fucking cake, eat it too, and hopefully not get gout. Sadly, he already has gout. And that's why for Christmas, ladies and gentlemen, we may send him some cherry moonshine. Disguised as regular cherry juice. Oh yes. Oh yes. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, a glass of cherry juice a day keeps the gout away. No, just fucking do some exercise, watch what you eat, and you're fine. Jesus Christ. DSP News.
Work. It's a piece of fucking shit. It just doesn't make any sense. Ah, the salty tears.
Shout out to Grazy Dream, who did 100-bit cheer. He says, good to hear things are good on Twitch. Keep up the good hard work. Yeah, I hear ya. I mean, I love doing what I do on Twitch. I do. I have loved the streams. You know, everything. I just love it. I want to keep doing it. That's why it pisses me off that because of the irresponsible actions of a major corporation like Google, right? Completely fucking me over, taking away advertisements and everything. And then, you know, bring them back, and then they're so minuscule in revenue compared to what they used to be. You know, what did I do wrong? I'm putting out the same fucking content I always did.
This is a situation where, once again, I've done absolutely nothing wrong whatsoever, and I'm getting punished like I did, you know? I didn't do anything wrong. What did I do wrong? Nothing. Zero. I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct.
But let's pay Phil way less for it. It's like, what? How does that even make any fucking logical sense? It makes none.
You know, I want to keep doing this for a living. I love
You're not the only one who took the hit, first off and foremost. You're not the only one. Secondly, who the fuck cares about you? The president of Google does not sit there and have a dossier on DSP and is like, okay, let's see how Phil's doing right now. He's not doing so good. But he's been producing the same shit for years, and Lord knows that the channel, the platform, which is YouTube, has been on his pork belly back forever. For the last almost a decade. We can't really afford to do this to him. You guys do what you can to make sure he can get better ads. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. We can't. We can't do that. The ads won't. You know, advertisers don't want to go through us. Not until we clean up the platform. And to be perfectly honest with you, sir, not to question your intelligence or anything, but if you do a quick Google search, because we are Google, you'll see that he's not exactly the greatest person. Damn it, he has sat there and carried us for a goddamn decade. We owe him everything. Well, what about Markiplier and PewDiePie and some of those other guys? They've done quite a bit for the platform too, arguably more. We're not exactly bending over backwards for them. God damn it! Help Darkside Phil. He's in a time of need right now, and he needs us. Well, I don't know, sir. I really like watching this guy named Tevin, and he says DSP's a fucking fool. So I kind of don't feel the need to. It's either your job or his. All right, sir. We'll do what we can. Is that what he really expects? Is that the exchange that he expects to go on in the boardroom of Google? Protect Darkside Phil at all costs because he's been on our platform for so long? Jesus Christ, Phil, there have been people on the platform longer than you who got cast aside just like everybody else. You're not important. You're not even really relevant. And I think you're just there. You just exist. You're not really living, let's be honest. That's why Cat's in the arms of somebody else probably right at this moment. You just exist. That's it. And guess what, Phil? It's not worth paying for your existence. You are allowed to breathe air. You can still walk. You can get a job. Your hands are not put on backwards. You are capable of doing some work. There are people who are in a worse physical and or mental condition than yourself who still function and do what they got to do every day and don't bitch. But you, little Phil, Mr. 15 years old, didn't get a fucking action figure and has been bitching about it ever since. It's so goddamn special that, oh, well, Google needs to take care of me because I've been here for a long time and they fucked me over. Even though I've been doing the same goddamn thing for 10 fucking years and never got better at it. And when it was time to change up, just like everybody else on the goddamn platform, I was too good for that. So I didn't do it. But pay me anyway. Oh boy, DSP News.
I have a passion for it. Give me money. Give me your money. Give their money. Let the green roll in. Milk and honey, I like to say. Gimme. Please. That was my depression. Holy fucking shit. Relax. Some people just can't control themselves. and I want to keep pushing, doing as hard work as I can, and keep pushing through. You know what I mean? And I'm going to. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep striving to keep doing this and afford doing it and everything. So I hope that I can. Again, you guys, your support is keeping me alive. I want to say thanks for the money, dummies. Because that's exactly what you fucking are. A bunch of fucking empty-headed idiots who paid me money to get absolutely nothing out of it. Thanks. Wow.
In particular, you know, these last couple of months, you guys have been amazing on streams. And, you know, we had people like Austin Mink, who did the largest cheer ever in July. And a bunch of other people who were very supportive in July. And then in August, we had Tutankhamun, who came in here and was very supportive, you know, with everything. I mean, he cheered, he gifted a bajillion subs recently, and he tipped me, too. He was a very nice guy. In addition to all you guys, you know, coming around and hanging out with me on a daily basis and keeping it positive and everything. It's been great. So let's just keep that momentum going, all right?
How's the gout, Phil?
Oh, my God. Here's another one. How's the gout, Phil? Another idiot. This is great.
How's that gout?
Oh, the goat! Who was it? Hold on, now I have to freaking manually mute everyone.
How's that Seattle Air, Phil?
Yes, I want to play a game, yes.
Alright,
Yes.
you will. Don't worry, you will. I just gotta find out who this idiot is now. Say it again. No, say it again. Say, how's that gout? Go ahead.
How's that Seattle Air?
Come on, say it again. I mean, you're so dumb, I know you'll say it again. Say it. Say, how's that gout? Come on.
So with the gout, how's your daughter? With the gout.
He's still saying it. How's the goat? How's the goat? How's the goat? Oh, parent, how's the goat? Give me a cracker. Wow. What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh! Fills a...
Well, there we go. As long as the desperation and hunger for money continues, his fan base will carry him kicking and screaming. And they'll still praise him as if he's some type of god for it. It is what it is. I think people in his fan base wake up every day and realize, you know what, I've wasted my time. Or I've wasted my effort. I could have gone to another stream and another streamer and been appreciated way more. Shit, you can go to a booby streamer and get more appreciation than this. But in any case, people will wake up eventually. They have to do it on their own time. Phil, as I have said before, which should be one of the monikers on this channel, you give him enough rope and he'll hang himself. Just give him time. Okay? Give him time. That's what the horse is for. When her time is, when she's ready to exit, you know what I'm saying? We'll go ahead and give that horse ass a nice smack, and boop, Phil will dangle on his own. Or knowing Phil, he'll kick the horse and he'll dangle on his own. Either which way, it'll be entertaining. His downfall, I think, ladies and gentlemen, is not something that we need to wish for. But will it happen? Yes. It's the natural order of things. The weak are merely food for the strong. And he chose to be weak. He chose to be impotent. He chose to have other people carry him. So he deserves what he gets. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for all the chuckling earlier. In a rather good mood, I guess. In any case, still doesn't mean I shouldn't be professional. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dspnews. Always late, never breaking. Unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG Network and Productions. I am your host, /anchor, GTG, and I'm signing off. Have a good day, guys. In the broadcast.
I know why they gotta light up. Say them diamonds dancing, homie. We know that it's rhinestones. I don't got a Rari, but my whip is really mine now. I don't got no daddies, but I know my bitch is foreign up. I'm from California, you can tell just by my Vans. My niggas about it, you can tell just by his stance. Don't throw no subliminals or he'll be throwing hands. My bro play baseball, I hope you know how to catch. I just heard my cue, ooh, they know I'm up next. Curly headed cute, she sent me the text. Yeah, I've been the dude since I made a YouTube. Fuck a million views, need a view somewhere floating like I'm Mewtwo.